Hello, Thing.
Are you as into Wednesday's severed companion Thing as we are? We are absolutely obsessed with Victor Dorabantu's stellar and completely practical performance. Did you know they had to make holes in the floor sometimes to hide him?
Thing is a classic character in the Addams Family canon.
Number 1. It was important to camouflage the rest of him. Thing was played by magician Victor Dorabantu. They specifically wanted a magician for the role, but more on that later.
The first phone call I had with Tim, he wanted Thing to be derived from an actor, a performer.
Victor was covered head to toe in a blue suit and was often hidden behind corners, underneath objects, and most often behind Jenna Ortega while filming.
Actual filming process was just like working with another actor.
He even had the luxury of being wheeled on a camera dolly alongside her. Number 2. Remember when Thing helped Enid and Wednesday win the Poe Cup? He played a major part in their victory by decking Kent in the face before he could destroy their boat. There were no special effects involved, just Victor underwater, holding his breath and posing for the camera. Check out how the scene was shot. It's pretty impressive how he managed to do so many takes underwater without coming up for air.
Action! Reset. Go. And action!
One more quick.
Number 3. Not like anything we've mentioned so far would be considered easy.
Oh yeah, paint out, it's easy. But we're like painting out 90% of the human being that's dominating the shot.
Keeping the rest of him, the hand, is actually a major challenge. It's a slow setup as they have to make sure the set is lit well enough so that Victor isn't casting any shadows or anything that could take away from Thing looking like anything other than a severed hand. Number 4. Yes, hours for one hand. The prosthetic and makeup application that Victor had to endure was no easy feat. The makeup artist spent hours applying the stitching, blending, and coloring in the subtle purple tones that could easily be overlooked.
And we both know how vain you are.
Number 5. Jenna Ortega describes the filming process as working with a regular actor.
You're reacting and he's speaking, he's signing.
Victor had to develop the particular way that Thing would essentially speak to the other characters.
It's pretty hard to find movements that can express feelings.
Jenna had no issue at all talking to a hand.
With Jenna, she accepted it really quickly that she's talking to a hand.
The only part she struggled with was when she had to pretend he was there when he really wasn't.
Did you really think my highly trained olfactory sense wouldn't pick up on the faint whiff of neroli and bergamot in your favorite hand lotion?
Number 6. They specifically needed a magician's hand for the role. In the 90s, Thing was played by fellow magician Christopher Hart. They wanted to continue with that type of casting for Wednesday.
Somebody who had the right look to the hands, who had nimble fingers, was able to do all of these moves.
Naturally, a magician would be the right choice for the role.
Also, they had to be, young enough and supple enough to fit in very awkward situations.
Number 7. A lot had to be done to accommodate the rest of Victor's body. We mentioned before how he had to be hidden. Sometimes it wasn't so easy.
Hey, I can't fit under a bed. Let's make a hole in the floor.
If you think that sounds excessive...
Hey, I can't fit under the floor. Let's raise the whole building in the air, so put him under the floor.
Sometimes, when all else failed, they had to break out the CGI. Number 8. This is where it would get a bit tedious.
On set, you have to prepare with the VFX guys. Find ways to hide the thing.
If you've seen our other Wednesday videos, you know how long Jenna Ortega's work hours were. This was part of the reason for that.
Every single setup we did, someone would have to come in with a gray ball, silver ball, chip chart.
This inevitably slowed things down a lot.
There's a lot that goes into doing it.
Number 9. The way Thing communicates with Wednesday was premeditated by the iconic duo. Not only that, but it was made up on the spot before shooting each day. Every day we'd show up and go, "Ah, that looks right. I feel like I kind of know what he's saying."
I know I'm stubborn, single-minded, and obsessive.
Number 10. Did you know this was Victor's first acting credit?
Victor is a magician by trade. That's what he does. That's how he makes his living. He's never been an actor.
Being on a set like this was all super new to him.
It's pretty hard to create from start to end.
When they first brought him in for rehearsals, everyone was impressed by how quickly he nailed the character, particularly Thing's signature walk.
That first scene he kind of really nailed.
So what do you think about Victor Dorabantu's first on-screen performance? After being hidden underneath the floor, wheeled alongside Jenna in a dolly, and coming up with a unique language, we're impressed. What was your favorite Thing moment?